Good afternoon. How are you guys? Good? Yeah? Okay, super happy to be with you today. So we're going to talk about, obviously, about NFTs, about Web3. I'm going to propose a kind of a different angle. I think we are starting a new era where our data, our personal data, becomes really our data. And so that's the story I'm going to tell you right now. So, the internet has become a maze. You know, what was supposed to be something fully open, decentralized, peer-to-peer, ended up being full of data leaks, completely centralized. And if you think about what is the currency of the internet today, this is your personal data. We basically get free services in exchange of giving our data, which is then sold to reach out to us. And this is what we call third-party data, obviously. You know that. Then when you're a brand, you want to talk to someone, you're just going to pay Google or Facebook to have this contact, and you're ready to pay $125. It is the average cost of acquisition for a new customer in the fashion and beauty. You're ready to pay $50 Google to get a new email in your database, and now you have first-party data, and it becomes something static that you have to protect, and that is, not going to tell you anything about what's going to change in the life of your community member or user. So we basically need a new thread to regain control on our digital journey. And this thread is a digital asset. It can be an NFT, it can be a social token. And these digital assets are really going to transform the way we interact together as users, as communities, but also with businesses. And with true ownership, obviously, and this self-owned data, these tokens that we truly own in our wallet, in this backpack that I'll talk about a little later, this is going to change the entire digital economy. So the question could be when, okay? Where is the adoption? If you look at all the credible studies, we're looking at having 1 billion users by 2030. Don't know if you've seen this adoption curve that is following the adoption curve of Web3, following exactly the adoption curve of the internet. And we would be somewhere in 98 or 2000, 200 million, 300 million people. And so if this curve continues to follow this exact same rhythm, which would be strange, by the way, because everything accelerated since then. So if it remains that slow, we would get 1 billion users in 2030. So it's far, but it's going to come quickly. And wallets are going to be central in any digital experience. Think about your backpack in the physical life. You put everything you want in it, everything you need. You can show it to whoever you want. You can hide whatever you want. You don't want to forget it in the subway, okay? Because no one is going to give it back to you. But you can't connect it, okay? Wallets are going to be exactly the same for your digital life. And you can connect it everywhere. Maybe one day in the physical life, you get into a store and you'll connect your wallet. And so what will we have in this wallet? Well, every proof will be a token. Your diploma will be a token. Obviously, the things you buy, proofs of purchase, digital product passports, everything that has a little bit of value, a little bit of durability will come with this digital passport, but you'll also get proofs of purchase, all of that in this digital backpack. Obviously, your membership cards will be also tokens, your loyalty programs in a completely new and interoperable way. Your members cards, your club you participate in. All of that safely stored at the palm of your hand within your wallet. So obviously, when you start thinking about that, you're like, okay, but isn't that going to be super intrusive, wallets and tokens are going to become basically a completely new social and interest graph owned by users, opened, auditable, but also maybe a little bit too transparent. So you know, when wallet will be our profiles and when we will carry our followers, our networks on top of what we own within this digital backpack, well, we will definitely need new privacy tools. You know, you don't let anyone get inside your closet. You know, the closet is in your room, it's closed. Can you imagine if tomorrow anyone could take a look at everything that you own? Oh, you get this watch, you bought that, etc. So we're going to need more privacy. We're going to need more privacy. We're going to need to be able to hide the content of some tokens. We're going to need to be able to hide some tokens, you know, and just get somewhere the badge and the proof of what we own. And all of that is to be built, okay? Because all of these tools that I'm talking about, obviously, the developers start working on it, ZK badges and etc. But this is going to need to be mainstream. So that's going to be a new era, anyhow, for brands and businesses who are going to be able to build their own networks, their own social graphs, their own interest graph around them, around their influencers, all of that with no intermediation. And, you know, building direct connections with a community is key in the digital age. Today, the amount of money that goes out of brands' pockets to get in the hands of just a handful of companies is just insane, and it's not sustainable. So when you think about the impact that's going to have, the possibility to interact with users through what they really want to share, what really matters for them, instead of paying lookalike audiences, you're going to be able to build completely different ways to interact with them, enabling them to decide how they want to be reached out to, under which terms, under which conditions. So that's going to create a completely new redistributed game and conversation where users are truly in control because they truly own their data. And they can choose. They can choose who talks to them and how. And so the value creation is going to be completely reshuffled between brands, enablers, and users directly, with way less barriers and tolls in between these relationships. Think about internet today. It's a giant wholesale market of the digital relationship. So as brands go direct for their distribution, well, they should go direct for their relationships as well. And this is what it's all about. And so the impact is going to be massive. You know, this is costs, for example, first and foremost, cost of acquisition, cost of re-engagement, cost of second purchase, obviously new models, because the level of interaction that you have with the user that truly owns a piece of data, a piece of the brand, is completely different than what you have when you store their personal data in your server and try to update that with whatever cookies that you're going to hide in their browsers. New revenues, obviously, from you know, circularity models, memberships, truly interoperable loyalty programs. And so that's big. That's big, and without any more abuse on our personal data. Which brand can afford another leak? How much does that cost to be compliant and secure today? And the more you store data, the bigger the risk increases. So this is the era of self-owned data, you know, where centralization, lack of privacy, monopolies, and data leaks, you know, leave the way for a freedom of action, a freedom of movement on the internet, where users are truly, completely in control. And so I think that's really what's happening here, you know, when we look at this revolution. No more go-between, no third-party data, you know, just this possibility to have finally a direct link with the community. So that is the future. This is what we call zero-party data. And this is why I think what we are all doing here truly matters. So NFTs are more than art. They are more than luxury. They are more than utility. This is all about digital freedom. And so this digital freedom is going to help us exit this maze, regain control on our journey. And this is the era of self-owned data. So I'm Pierre-Nicolas Hurstel. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Ariani. And Ariani is a reference to the Arian link in the Greek mythology. And so we are here to enable brands to regain control over their digital relationships, one NFT at a time. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good day.